and gentlemen. Normally when you evaluate a speech, you would concentrate on 2 or 3 points in particular. But this was Steve's attempt at a masterpiece, which incorporates a little bit of everything. So it's going to be a general overview that I'll present today. This was Steve's go at a masterpiece, the culmination of his public speaking career to date. And with a masterpiece, as you would expect, you'd expect to hear and see a little bit of everything. Evidence of everything featured in the previous 9 assignments. And I think it would be fair to say that this speech did not disappoint. Steve came to the lectern very confidently, adjusted it to the correct height, and dived straight into his masterpiece. He introduced the speech by putting it in context, making a sly reference to his recent win with this speech. Steve did use notes, but in such a subtle way that you wouldn't even realise he was using them unless you were watching very closely. He'd occasionally glance down at the cards in front of him. It was subtle because most of the time Steve was making eye contact with the audience, looking up and looking around the room, ensuring that everyone felt part of the speech and included in what he had to say. The speech was very well structured. Steve set out his stall very early on, detailing exactly what he was going to be talking about and giving the audience reasons why they should keep listening. He then proceeded to address each of the points that he had listed in his opening menu, and his statistics were meticulously researched and well chosen, a mixture of comedic examples like the accidents caused by elk and naked ironing, throwing up some very vivid word pictures, perhaps more vivid than the audience would have liked. But he balanced these with more sobering figures, which enabled people to reflect on what he was saying, relating to social problems of gambling and poverty, and emphasising the thrust of his speech, which was ultimately that statistics can be frightening. He was perfectly audible throughout. He held his hands out initially, and then varied this to emphasise certain points. At one point he had his hands clasped together, and he seemed to be emphasising, stressing each and every word. The speech was very well paced. He paused in between words to allow the audience to register the meaning and the impact of what he had to say. I think this could have been even better if there were more examples, perhaps more varied examples, and although the point was stressed for emphasis to hit the message home, it became a little bit repetitive at times, although I understand entirely why this was done. Overall, in my view, this was unquestionably the masterpiece that Steve set out to present, and he was clearly a worthy winner of the speakers competition. I look forward to hearing his next epic.